bloop, bloop.
Hey guys! Welcome everybody to Game Stuff Podcast. This is the weekly video game podcast where two guys who make games for a living just get together, hang out, and talk about games.
Yeah.
Not for a living.
Not for a living at all.
Not for a
We're
living.
barely living right now.
Yeah, everybody, this is a pretty newish podcast now. This
Not
is
really.
episode 11.
Yeah,
Official episode 11.
We're way past new podcast.
I think
territory.
once you get past 10, you're not a new podcast.
Yeah.
We're just old.
Yep.
Like, no one cares anymore.
Old news.
Still haven't been featured by iTunes. Oh, hey. Yeah, guess what? We're on iTunes. We're on
we
Google
are.
Play. We're on SoundCloud.
Stitcher.
You can follow us on any of those platforms. If you could subscribe on any of those, that would be so sick.
So cool of
Maybe
you.
leave a review if you feel like it. That would be
now
really
don't
cool.
feel like you have to.
I mean,
That's
you might be
asking a lot.
overextending yourself.
That's
I
asking a lot.
understand. It really is. Every time
You
someone
probably
asks
can't
me,
handle it.
I can count on one hand probably the time I've left reviews when people have asked me to leave reviews. But
For
I'm
what?
trying to be better
For
for
what?
anything, podcasts and and such.
I like to leave reviews, especially on Amazon.
Do
For
you
some
really
reason
leave
I love
reviews on
leaving
Amazon?
reviews. Yeah.
Wow.
Anything that Garth Nix writes, mostly books.
Okay, so you're a book lever reviewer.
I'm
guy?
a book reviewer. Yeah.
Okay.
You could say.
Yeah. Okay.
A critic.
We're also on Twitter, so you can follow us on there. No reviews on Twitter though. You just
No,
follow on
please
Twitter.
review us on Twitter. We don't care.
Sure, fine, do it. Just let's break the mold. Let's start a new thing. Review us on Twitter at GameStuffPod. Right into the show. GameStuffPodcast@gmail.com. You get your questions on here. We'll talk about it on air. We definitely won't make fun of you.
You can write in over Twitter too. You can write a message in the sky if you want. We don't care.
Oh,
as
dude,
long
an
as you're
airplane
writing
message?
to us.
Yeah, as long as you're writing. But you have to put the hashtag on the airplane message,
which
or
is
we
probably,
won't know it's for us.
That would take 4 passes. That would suck.
That would so suck.
So inefficient. You'd run out of smoke.
Oh my gosh, Sean, how you doing today? We're feeling a little tired.
Yeah, I'm not in tip top performance.
I think we'll
shape
get into
mentally.
tip top performance. We just gotta just keep going, you know.
Well, let's
like
do
the
that.
gears and grindings. Just are we grinding
Yeah.
on each other?
Well, no. I don't-
okay.
I'm not, at least. I don't know what you're doing over
Well,
there.
Sean, there's only one way to really get the gears grinding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's just for you to tell me, what have you been playing?
Why do I have to tell you first?
What have you been playing?
Here, I'll
dude?
tell you. I stayed the course. So anything I said last week, just take it.
Are we just
apply
gonna
it to
copy
this
paste
week.
this? Hold up, just nothing's going on here. Copy paste here. Okay.
Yeah, boom.
Right.
So I played some more Persona. But
Yeah.
We've talked about that a million times, so I'm not going to talk about it. And, I got into this old game, Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Whoa, that's crazy.
I
Why did you
played
do
a little-
that? I
I
think that
played a
game
little
came out
bit
in
more of that.
1997.
Yeah. Well, we looked it up last week, so we know it came out in
Sean, copy
1997.
pasting. God damn it.
Oh, wait. I
Yes.
mean, there was no last week. This was the first week ever. But
So not a lot of gaming time this week.
no, Liz started Life is Strange.
Oh, I
so-
heard you guys starting that.
Yeah,
You were
so I
watching
saw
it
a bit of that, and it's interesting. It's just like, I don't even know if it's middle school or high school. Honestly, it could
Dude,
be either.
I know it feels like they're way too young
Yeah.
for high
And
school, but then at the
too-
same time too old.
Well, but
Like I thought it was maybe freshman year.
like
of
their
college.
style is real all over the place, and
Yeah.
they're all experimenting with whatever, suicide mostly, and and it's just all these like super dramatic emo situations. So I don't know.
It's the perfect game for Liz because she loves all that fucking drama shit.
Yeah,
like,
what's
she watches
the
all these reality
13 Reasons
shows and
Why?
stuff.
13
Did
Reasons
she
Why on
watch that?
Netflix. Yeah, she watched that in a heartbeat.
I still
One
haven't watched
heartbeat.
it. I just don't know if I ever will.
Yeah, I saw bits of it, and it's just so heavy.
Yeah.
For the sake of being heavy. There's
Life
nothing
is Strange
positive.
definitely gets heavy.
Yeah. And I can
Real
see
heavy.
it going in that direction. It's cool because you're in class and you're like doodling and stuff, and you have to so the core mechanic is you can go back in time and you can change the outcome of situations. So with the classroom, that's cool because you don't know an answer, but you get to go back in time.
Yeah, it's
and
so
act
hilarious
like you
because the teacher asks you a question, and you're like, is it this? And the teacher's like, no, you're fucking stupid.
Yeah,
and then
get out.
then the next person, like the smart ass girl, raises her hand. Actually, teacher, it's this.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, fuck you, bitch.
Fuck you, I'm going back in time. Yeah.
Rewind in the time. Actually, it's this. And the teacher's like, wow, you got it right. You're awesome. I think I love you now.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't know that was part of it, but it probably is.
I mean, you can't tell
Teacher-student
with,
relationships.
you can't tell with these young hip art teachers these days.
So then it must be middle school.
You think? That gets even darker. This is even heavier now, all of a sudden.
Yeah, so
Some of our readers and fans do not like Life is Strange. They listened to our
Really?
suggestion to play it, and they were not fans.
Well,
so
That's fine.
I don't want to push it too much anymore, but
I'm not pushing it at all. I'm just telling you how it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little janky. It was this studio's first game, right?
I liked it. I played it with my girlfriend. I don't know if I would have liked it as much on my own, but playing it with like your significant other or whatever, I don't know. It's interesting.
Well, you like everything. Every single game, every single movie, you like it.
No, that's not true.
You will sit through the
worst movie. I thought the latest Alien movie fucking sucked.
Well, that's different.
That's not different. Go on.
Well, that's because that was supposed to be a great movie, and it was shit.
Yeah.
But if a movie doesn't have those grand aspirations, you'll automatically like it. You'll find something about it.
I might, yeah.
And also so that argument that if you play a game with someone else, it's good, that always comes up, and it's really interesting because you can play almost anything and have a fun time. Remember when we played Untold Legends on PS4, PS3,
and
the
PSP.
launch title, and PSP?
Yeah.
Each time it was horrible. But
we loved it.
Yeah, and I don't think there was even co-op. I think we already talked about this, but on the PS3
Not on the PS3 version.
it was just we watched each other, and how is that fun? I don't know. Just because someone else is there.
I think it's mainly just because we ourselves are the fun, so we just bring the fun. We bring the fucking fun. You video games, you ain't got fun? We gonna bring the fun.
We got fun.
Call us
plenty
up.
Of fun.
We'll be over there.
Yeah,
Game
video
Stuff
games.
Podcast at gmail.com. We'll come over. We'll bring the fun.
The email address is going to bring the fun?
No. Like they email us up by calling us on the email.
Yeah, I was a little confused there.
And
but,
we
all
just
right.
go over there.
I think you should talk about what you playing, because I know there's a new game in there. Starts with a spla and ends with a 2.
Okay, well I'm gonna lead up into that whole thing.
Okay.
First of all, I was playing Final Fantasy 12, trying to get into it again. But the whole time, all I'm thinking about is Persona, and I'm like, well, if I'm gonna on PS4, maybe I just finish Persona first, then come back to Final Fantasy 12.
Well, you said many weeks ago that was your plan. You were going to go to Persona, you were going to finish it up, and then you were going to move probably back to Nier or something.
Maybe. Yeah.
And then move on to new games. But you always just
I'm struggling right
now. Get
guys.
new games.
I'm Game Pals. I am floundering. I've got all these RPGs just open. Like the book is fucking open. Like 3 pages in, 20 pages in. With Persona, I think I'm 1,000
hours in.
I'm 1,000 pages into this fucking
100-hour book. That's a long book.
So what happened was the whole time I'm playing Final Fantasy 12 this week. It's great. It's amazing. The music's awesome. I love the way that game looks. It's so fascinating looking at a PS2 game and seeing like how cool it looks.
Yeah, I would like
still.
to see it for sure.
Yeah, you'll see it.
Fucking show me.
But Friday came along, and something just kind of...
we all know what happens on Fridays.
Something just kind of took over my gaming life.
Just
all of a sudden, out of
awakened
nowhere.
inside
Jared
of you.
comes over on Thursday night.
Yeah.
We're all hanging out. Splatoon 2 launches at 9 p.m.
Yep.
Pacific time
now
here. And so we're
now when did you finally play it for the first time?
We finally played it around like 10:30, I would say.
Yeah.
Because for an hour we couldn't get into the fucking eShop.
Yep.
For an hour we were loading the eShop, up error. We get to credit card, put in your credit card information, up error. And it was just like so frustrating, but it was like, I guess that's to be expected.
It is, but that's not. So it's to be expected, but it's not acceptable.
I would say it would be expected with once you get into the game, but for their whole store to go down, that's crazy. Because PlayStation Network, they launch games all the time. You never see.
They used to have these problems though. They used to have the same exact problem, and they got around it by adding more infrastructure and just strengthening that, and they also got around it by doing preloading. So so they're spreading out the load.
Splatoon 2 is only 3.3 gigs. That's like nothing.
That's nothing.
So, I mean, preloading would have been helpful, but I mean, like, how much did this game sell for their store to go down that hard?
A lot.
I wonder.
Well,
because
I don't think their store is that robust.
I don't think
it would take that much.
I think that, like, I can't remember if I saw a news story already or something about, like, how insane the sales have been for Splatoon 2.
Well, let's say there are 4 million Switches out there right now.
Yeah. I would say closer to, it's got to be 3.
Well, it was 2.6. I think, in April. So it depends on how much supply they got out there. I really don't know. But not 100% of people are going to buy this game. This isn't a Mario Kart or a Zelda that everyone is going to have. So I assume it's probably like half at best.
I don't know, man. Rate. I think, well, I mean, you didn't buy it,
I didn't buy it.
Okay, so let me continue the story because we're playing it till like midnight and I can't stop. And I'm like, this is amazing. And so then Maggie, my girlfriend, is laying in bed and she's like, oh man, like, I wish I had a Switch. I want to play.
Yeah.
And
she always does that.
And then like, so I was sleeping and I was just dreaming and like this thought resonated in my head. And so I woke up the next morning and I saw on the Nintendo Switch subreddit that everyone's getting Switches in today. And I was like, oh shit. Well, maybe if I drive by Best Buy on the way to work. I'll see if there's a line. If there's a line, maybe I'll get in it.
Yeah.
And so I just drove by Best Buy. I saw there was a line of like 10 people. I walked up and I was like, hey, you guys waiting for the Switch? They're like, yeah. And I was like, did you call to see if they're going to have it? And they're like, yeah. And I was like...
So they did all the research for you.
Yep.
You just hopped out of your car.
And I was like, all right. So I just stood in line for 20 minutes, walked out with a Switch and Splatoon 2.
Yeah.
Amazing. Like, it was just like... And I don't know why I did this. It was just a crazy thing for me to do. But like...
Because Maggie's going to play it for like a day and then never touch it again.
Because I'm going to force her to play it. Because
even the first time she played it, which was like this huge, extravagant ritual,
to get her to play this
she
game.
couldn't play it. I put Moana on in the background, and she just like couldn't peel her eyes off of it. You were like
sabotaging our Splatoon time. So I basically bought my girlfriend a Switch and Splatoon 2 because I love this game so much that like I want to play it with her. Like I want it to be like a game that we like is like an activity for us. We keep talking about having like, a game for us to play together or activity for us to do together because lately like we've been really busy and doing separate things. And it's like, okay, well if we can just get out there and be splatting people together, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And the game is so much fun. I'm so hooked. I'm like level 9, I think, right now. In the regular multiplayer, I've been doing a ton of the salmon run horde mode. And I can't describe how much fun I'm having with this game. I don't get hooked into multiplayer shooters very often. The last one that got me, like really seriously, was Killzone 2. Yeah, Killzone 2. You remember that?
Yep.
And now Splatoon's got me, like 10 years later, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's the mechanics in this game are so much fun. Like the traversal mechanics of swimming through the ink and like covering up ink to make paths to get places really quickly and like trapping other players in your ink so that they can't move and then killing them. And all the weapons are really unique and really fun. Like I got a paintbrush last night and like with a paintbrush, it's like basically a sword. It's like a melee sword.
Really?
So you're just like swinging really quickly. You dive you swim really quickly with a paintbrush. So you move really quickly and you're kind of
so movement speed is affected by the brush you have?
By the weapons you have, yes.
Wow.
And all your gear also, like your shirt, your shoes, and your headgear, all of those have different abilities linked to them. So the lower level gear, like what I have now, they'll have at the most 2 abilities that unlock, but the high level gear gets 4 abilities each on each piece of equipment. And they have things like swim speed up or ink resistance up on all this stuff. So like you're basically grinding for like super awesome gear to create a really cool build for like whatever weapon you want to use.
That's cool.
It's awesome. The depth is way more than I was expecting. And I don't know. I just think if you have a Switch, you owe it to yourself to check the game out. I wish that Nintendo would do like a demo or something that's not like a timed demo.
Yeah. You can play it once.
Yeah, I know. For like 2 hours.
Never again.
But it's so much fun. Like I love it. I can't wait to get done with the podcast so I can just play it some more.
I do want to get it, but I just don't feel like paying $60 for that game.
I think it's totally worth it. Like the amount of content is insane. I've only played like 2 of the single player levels because I'm just so hooked on the multiplayer. Yeah, it's awesome. The single player levels are really, really cool. They're basically just like each level seems like so uniquely designed towards a specific mechanic that they give you. So they give you a mechanic and then it's like, okay, get really good with that in this level.
And it's not just like hey, here's kind of a level with bots in it. Is there more to it than that? Is it
it feels smarter. It feels closer to like a 3D Mario game, I would say.
Okay. That's what I want.
Yeah. It's like the levels feel like they're really smartly designed so far. I mean, I've only played like 2 or 3 single player levels and I watched Maggie play one and fail over and over again on this, but they're just, it's fun, dude. Yeah. It's pure fun. And the thing that I was talking to you about and it was fascinating to me is just to think Splatoon 1, I was the biggest fucking hater. Mm-hmm. Like, Jared would come over and be like talking about Splatoon. I'm like, dude, Splatoon's stupid, looks fucking dumb. Why is Nintendo doing that? Give me more Mario, right?
Splatoon's for babies.
And now all I can think of is like, holy shit, Nintendo actually still has it. Like they still got it. Like they just
created an extremely unique game is unlike anything else out there.
With like a really interesting like art style that like is so distinct. Like those characters, the little inklings. Like I have this little amiibo here that I just got. They're so awesome now. Like I really think they're
the amiibo is really cool.
And
their character designers are just top notch. Yeah. Everything they make is just so iconic.
The colors in that game are just brilliant. Like the combinations of like versus yellow versus purple or pink versus green or whatever. Like the clash of the two different ink colors is just awesome. The whole time the game is wondrous to look at. It really is. Like I'm playing it on Switch and I'm not thinking at all that, oh shit, this isn't a PS4 game, because it looks that sharp and that like solid to me.
Yeah.
Which it really does. Crazy.
Actually, when I saw you playing, I think the first single player level, it was just on your Switch, so it wasn't on the big screen or anything. But I was super impressed by the lighting.
Yeah, the lighting is awesome.
The lighting is actually really good,
and the way it like reflects off of like the goop and like the goop tech. I'm calling it goop. I don't ink tech. I guess or whatever Nintendo wants me to call it. The ink tech or whatever is so impressive. The way it all splatters and mixes together and layers on top of each other. It looks really good.
Yeah.
It's so impressive. I really love it. Maybe you just borrow. I mean, I got a physical copy for Maggie, so you should get it. You should just take it out, and then you and I can play.
Wait, then I don't even need it because she's obviously never gonna play it.
She's gonna play it. But you should get it too. It's good. It's really good.
I'll at least play a little and see what's up.
And that leads into last night. I wanted something to kind of balance the difference, like between like a fast-paced multiplayer shooter. And I was like, well, I guess I'll fire up Final Fantasy 12 again. And then I fired it up, and I was like, nope. Turned on Persona 5.
Really?
I'm back. Played it for 2 hours.
You're never going to play FF12.
I know.
You're never going to play it.
The same thing's happening like what happened to me with the PS2, where I never played it and finished it, pretty much. But, I'm back into Persona 5 now, and I'm like, okay, this is a perfect combination of games. Persona 5 is so chill, and it's so relaxing. I'm just, like, going through the days, grinding away in dungeons, and, like, the vibe of it is so different. It's so much more like, they're both really stylized games, but in a different way. So I'm in a really good gaming zone right now. Between Splatoon 2, switching between that and Persona 5,
I love going back to Persona 5 every time. It is really relaxing. It's just like you're living someone else's life.
Which is weird because like the battles and stuff are so flashy and awesome, but something about it is still so soothing to me.
Yeah. Well, part of it is you're always going to win.
Yeah, I'm so good at that game.
Well, not you specifically. I just mean in general.
Well, I'm like
they're
overpowered.
Easy. You don't have to be good because it's easy.
Dude, you're at the beginning of the game. You don't even know shit yet.
I'm like 17 hours in now.
Oh my god, guys, right in. Is 17 hours still the beginning of the game?
Yeah,
it is.
I doubt it.
It definitely is.
I guess technically it's like the first act of the game. So
that's what I've been playing, Sean.
Wow, that's a lot, and you're inspiring me to play Splatoon 2 now.
Dude, we'll bust it out of Maggie's Switch and we'll
I'm gonna bust it right out of there.
Because, dude,
bust it into my Switch.
It's so good.
I know why you bought her a Switch.
Why?
So you could get a dock.
That's actually a part of the reason. Like
I'm looking at it up there in the dock, and I'm like,
the dock
makes sense.
The dock is $90 alone, so why not just fucking buy another Switch?
Yeah, why not just pay 3 times that amount?
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Sean, let's talk about some announcements. So / delays, which I don't have any this week, but we have a bunch of little announcements here.
Little ones, little guys.
Some of them are big.
Just little guys, mostly.
Sean, the first one is Call of Duty World War II Zombies trailer finally officially revealed. Okay. Did you see the leaked trailer that came out last week?
For zombies?
Yeah.
No.
It leaked early, like a whole week early, which sucks for them because.
I mean, is there anything cool about it?
Dude, it's awesome. You didn't see it?
No.
You should watch it. They're going straight back to like a super horror vibe, and like the zombies are disgusting looking, and like it visually looks really impressive, and like they have just a really really creepy vibe.
That was
to this
a
trailer.
super cool game mode.
The first one?
Yeah.
I never played.
Nazi zombies.
I don't think I played that one. That was in World at War, right?
Yeah, World at War. I played so much of that, and it's such
I watched my roommate Carl play that all the time.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a formulaic, repetitive thing, but there's so much tension, and that's another thing. We're playing with friends. It just makes it so much better.
Yeah.
Because you're dying together, and you're trying to strategize on the fly.
I mean, it is a co-op mode.
Yeah.
Like Salmon Run in Splatoon. It's very much...
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very much
Salmon
that. It's
Run.
like, I've been playing Salmon Run with just people online, but if we could play together, it would be so much more fun. But actually, I'm surprised at how quickly people get like good at the mode and actually work as a team in a co-op mode like that online. I don't know if it was like that with zombies, but like in Salmon Run, there's very specific things you need to do at specific times to actually like be successful.
Yeah.
And everyone works as a team to make sure that happens.
That's how it was with zombies too, because there are chests that drop, and I think only one person could open it. You like spend some sort of points to open it.
Yeah.
And so people would be courteous and be like, you need a gun, so go open that chest.
That's awesome. I love it when that stuff happens online.
Yeah.
Like when in these co-op modes, I feel like that's where the good people are. Versus when you go into competitive modes, that's where all the assholes are.
Yep, all the
so
toxicity.
crazy. But yeah, this zombies mode is coming out November 2nd. I don't know what that means. Like,
is that after the release date? No, that must be the
maybe
release date.
Maybe it is the release date?
Yeah. Because they usually release around like November 4th.
Yeah. You should watch this trailer though, but it's actually really, really awesome.
I totally forgot about zombies mode, and that's kind of exciting to me. And going back to World War II is actually kind of exciting too, because we've been doing so many future games, and I didn't play Battlefield 1. So I almost want to play this.
What's weird about Battlefield 1 is it goes back in time, but I feel like none of those guns make any sense for that time period. Like, everyone has a fucking machine gun, and I don't think that's how that war was fought.
In World War 1?
Yeah. And with like giant zeppelins with like fucking artillery on them.
Well,
and
they
shit.
had to make it a little more exciting.
Like Battlefield 1 is like World War 1, but it still feels science fiction to me.
I think they had machine guns. They had like MP40s.
They had machine guns, but they were mostly MP40s is World War 2, and that was a German-made machine gun.
Are you sure?
Yes, 100% positive.
You sure it was only in World War 2?
Guaranteed. It was in like 30 years past, dude. A lot changed.
I don't believe
and
you.
Back then, like most people were just using single shot rifles, but those machine guns, they may have existed, but they weren't as reliable / widely used as they are in this fight. Like, they're everywhere. And for the most part, machine guns are like placements. They were placed machine guns because they were still kind of in that technology. Yeah, exactly. Anyways, World War II Zombies trailer revealed this week. It looks really sick. You guys should check it out. I don't normally play these games, but this was a trailer that really impressed me.
Yeah.
And it's really awesome when that happens. When like a trailer for something you're not normally interested in is like, whoa, okay, that looks cool. Yeah.
I mean, they've got some of the best talent in the world, so they can put out some awesome stuff.
True. Dude, 3 big things announced this week, Sean. Did
you
see
Telltale?
These?
No.
You didn't see these?
No.
Oh my goodness, dude. Where were you at this week?
I don't watch game announcements.
Well, but we are the game announcements.
I know. So I like for it to be just completely new to me.
All right, so Sean's getting the new exciting announcements as well. Here, everybody. Live on air. 3 new Telltale games were announced this week. Do you know what they are, Sean?
Well, I'm assuming they're all continuations of series.
Number 1, The Wolf Among Us Season 2.
Okay. Why did it take this long?
I'm not 100% sure. Now, I think a part of it was the fact that like they left this whole thing, like they left the series with this like really weird mystery. Not weird mystery, just like a really awesome mystery. Like, you don't really necessarily know exactly what happened at the end of that.
Yeah.
But apparently they're dodging that entirely because they don't want to like continue that. They don't want to try to. They don't even want to answer that question. They're gonna keep Bigby and they're gonna keep Snow White, but they're gonna start over in a new place in the storyline.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm really excited because I loved this world. This world was super awesome. It's like you're seeing these fairy tale creatures like just murder each other and like do really like just crazy things and like certain fairy tale characters are like strippers and shit. It's just like it's nuts. It's a really cool. Twisted world.
It is a really unique environment.
I'm excited for that.
Who is the wolf among us?
I don't know, Sean.
Could it be you?
It could be you.
I think it is.
I mean, you do play Bigby.
No, I was saying
the big bad wolf. I am Bigby. So yeah, I am a wolf, Sean.
Bigby in name, small
look
b.
at my arms. Do you see how much hair is growing on my arms?
There's a lot of hair. Well, and it's not that there's a lot of hair. It's that there's a lot of hair in the wrong places. Like,
yeah.
You've got hair sprouting out of your shoulder blade, and that's it.
Ridiculous.
And then it's just sheer skin down to like your bicep, which has also a tuft of hair.
Yeah,
and then your feet. Oh,
I've been telling people that like I'm
feet.
swear to God, I'm turning into a wolf man.
Yeah.
Like in 10 years, the hair is going to connect all the way over my eyeballs, and I'm going to have I won't even be able to see.
But you won't need to
because I'll just be sniffing
the
air.
Wolf
powers. So the second one is Batman Season 2 already, which just ended not too long ago. That was like that was like one of the most recent ended series. I guess Walking Dead Season 3.
Dude, they have so many games going concurrently. It doesn't even make sense anymore.
But Batman apparently is starting back up like in 2 weeks. It's starting up in August. So
I'm sure that's also a big part of the contract with DC. They probably want things out at a certain time.
You gotta be a little bit better about
this
this
Justice
shit.
League is coming out, so we need Batman in mainstream media.
Yeah. Okay. It's
also, I wonder if they're...
So it's starting August 8th. And so apparently last year it went from August to December. Yeah. And it looks like it's about to do the same thing. So maybe they're going to keep the same schedule every year for the Batman series.
You know how movies sometimes have like a yearly license? Like Spider-Man, Sony has to put something out
exactly.
so
every
many
so
years.
Often.
So I wonder if they have a thing where it's like time-based and they actually they're racing against the license. If they don't capitalize
on it, then they're just like, oh, you're going to lose it.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. So the last one, 3 awesome announcements, is the final. They're going to do a final Walking Dead season 4, and it's going to be next year.
I mean, are any of these surprising at all to anyone?
The Wolf Among Us was really surprising. Number one reason why, because literally like 2 or 3 days beforehand, one of the guys at Telltale was like, I'm worried about people misconstruing our tweets and saying that like Wolf Among Us is going to come back. That's not what we're saying. Like he literally said that Wolf Among Us is not happening pretty much. And then 2 days later, they're like, yeah, Wolf Among Us.
Of course. Gotcha. You can't trust us anymore.
I thought that was awesome because I loved Wolf Among Us. I thought it was a really awesome follow-up.
Yeah, it was really cool. I think I played 2 or 3 episodes of that. Mm-hmm. And it was, I don't know.
I just love Bigby. He's such a cool character.
Yeah, it didn't carry me through the story like the others.
He is so badass, and you can decide to like either like turn more wolf and like rip people apart and shit, or like be cool. I love that. I love that contrast.
Yeah, that's one of those that I started multiple times and never just found the momentum to carry me through for some reason.
Oh man, yeah, I really liked it. You don't necessarily need to do it now because they're going to start the story in a new place. So. Yeah, and that's cool.
I probably won't play that one either. This announcement I'm super excited about.
Tell us about it, Sean.
Undertale PS4 and Vita release dates are announced. August 15th, arriving digitally. So I guess is there going to be a
edition also?
Yeah, so there's a collector's edition, and that's going to be physical, right?
Yeah.
So everyone has been talking about Undertale like
for years now. I feel
for years, right? Yeah, and still, anytime I mention I haven't played it, people are like, "Oh my god, what are you doing?"
Yeah, I haven't played it either. That's. I feel like that's one of the games that I'm certainly missing out. And people love the music in this game too. Yeah. Like I see a lot of like some of like the artists I like online that cover video game music. Mm-hmm. They cover Undertale a lot, and I hear it and I'm like, I have no affinity for it.
Yeah.
And so I really want to check this game out because people love it so much. And if it's going to be on Vita,
it's perfect.
Yep.
That's the indie platform.
That's it.
It's so great. If it was on Switch, I would play it on that.
Yeah. Well, if it was on Switch, okay, if it came out on Switch and Vita at the same time, which one would you play?
Switch.
Even though Vita has trophies?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't care about trophies anymore.
You walked away from your trophy life.
Yeah.
Damn.
I have. I've set it down, given up the crown.
I don't know if you're going to be gone forever,
someone else could take
I feel like you might come back.
No, I won't come back.
Is it because you're so far behind me now?
Dude, I destroyed you in trophies, and then I stopped caring, and you pulled ahead. After I don't know the last trophy I've gotten. Although I did. The last trophy
I got neither though.
God of War, the new God of War coming out.
Yeah.
Actually makes me want to get a platinum. Yeah. Because I got a platinum 1 and 2, and then I was like 90-some% in 3, and there was one challenge, like Challenge of Olympus or whatever, that was insanely hard, and I just kind of stopped. And then it came out on PS4, and I never picked it up again. But man, getting the platinum in those games it's such a good experience.
Yeah.
Because you play through once, and then you play through again in this different way where you're like collecting everything and kind of like taking it a little slower, and it just feels like a different playthrough. Why don't you do that the first time? You do. You kind of mix it up. To? Well, there's a way to be efficient. I think you have to play through it a couple times usually, or it's easiest to, because one time you want to just blast through it, and then the next you have to get all the eyes of the Gorgon and blah 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 blah.
Right.
But yeah, there's something about those that it just feels like such an accomplishment. Because then the last challenge is always the challenge rooms. So challenges of Olympus or challenges of Hades or whatever they call them. And those are just like, they throw a shit ton of enemies at you and say, hey, beat these guys in 20 seconds. Or beat these guys without touching the ground.
Okay.
Or destroy all these urns without killing an enemy. Or like just
that kind of stuff can be really fun.
It can.
But can also be stupid.
In 1 and 2, it was so perfectly balanced because it took a long time and there were a lot of deaths and I was super frustrated, but then I beat it and it felt really good. 3, there was one challenge and I think it had something to do with either destroying a number of urns or throwing urns at enemies for some reason.
Oh, man.
And I just couldn't do it. And I tried hours and hours and hours and I just gave up.
I would think the hardest part about those games is like they have like those trophies where you like got to beat the game in like 2 hours or something like that, or 3 hours.
Yeah.
And those just to me, I whenever I see that, I don't like those trophies. I don't like having to play through the whole game really quickly. That's too stressful to me. Like I don't want to have to try to get through it in 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like I like the trophies where it's like, okay, this may be time consuming, this may be hard, but like I don't have to worry about trying to do this whole sequence of events in a row. Like Dead Space 2 broke me for that reason because I got the platinum in Dead Space 1, but no fucking way was I going to get the platinum in Dead Space 2 when they added that like insane mode where it's like you get 3 saves and you got to go through the whole game doing that. Because I think I
always wanted to do that one because that one would take.
I tried, but I lost 4 hours one time and I was like, fuck this, I'm not going to do this again. This is terrible.
Well, and there's probably an optimal save point, 3 optimal save points in that game that you have to use.
And that was like when the internet was still pretty young, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Dude, playing that on the hardest mode, though, getting that trophy, I know you didn't get that one, but I got that one. That was insane. That was like, if you aren't using limbs as weapons, there's no way you're going to make it.
No, I got that one. I got the one on the hardest difficulty. I just didn't get the one with 3 saves.
I don't think you got it.
No, I definitely...
No, I distinctly remember you not get. We're going to look it up.
All right. Next announcement, Sean. What is it?
Patapon. We could keep going. Anyway, it's coming to PS4 next month.
Yeah.
Which is so soon. Did we know anything about this?
We knew it was coming.
Oh, we did? Okay.
We just didn't.
Well, I didn't.
We just didn't know when. So basically, we knew it was coming sometime this year.
Yeah.
But it just, like, we were waiting. We're just waiting, and now they're all of a sudden, they're like, yep, August 1st, it's coming out. It's going to be $15. And
sounds good.
I guess if you pre-order it on the PSN store, you'll receive PlayStation 4 avatars.
Now, here's my question. Why not Vita? It's practically made for the Vita.
It was literally made. I mean, these were PSP games.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they were meant to be...
Not literally. Practically.
Yeah. I don't know. I honestly don't know. That's just Sony, I think, saying, fuck you, we hate our own handheld.
I need answers.
I'm telling you the answer. Sony hates their own handheld for some reason.
Okay.
It's like, you know when like someone has a kid and they initially
This
they
old
really
story.
love that kid, but then that
initially.
kid does one thing wrong, and then the parents like have another kid because they're like, well, this kid, I don't know about that. So they have a new kid, and the new kid's way better in every way. Like he's an all-star athlete, and everyone loves him. He's super popular. And then that other kid is like just kind of hanging out, but he's sad, and no one like really cares about him. But there's some people. He has a little close-knit group of friends, and he's all alone. But then the family just like they're all about this other kid, so that other kid just keeps spiraling away, and they're like they don't give that
into
kid
depression
anything.
And drugs.
Exactly. And then like that kid ends up like going on a crime spree and they just disown him.
That's but he's dead, so it doesn't even matter. He's already dead. He got shot down.
Sony just disowned him.
Now, for a little context, Brad was the firstborn in his family. He had 2 sisters after that.
The all-star athlete.
No, so he came out of the gate just fucking up at every turn, and then his sisters came to give his parents a little bit of the, family experience.
Here's the thing, though.
Which of your siblings was in jail?
Well, Sean, I mean, I don't know if I can answer that 100% accurately. I mean, it's hard to remember these things. Sometimes they happen.
That's true. It's hard to remember when you're drunk all the time.
Things happened years ago. And you know what? Maybe one of me and or my siblings was in jail once, but it wasn't a big deal.
Maybe it was you. Maybe it was not you.
All I know is that I'm the PS4 and they're the Vitas. So...
Okay.
That's just how it goes.
Okay.
Last announcement for this week. It's not like a huge announcement, but it's pretty interesting. At Calmic, they announced a new Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy free DLC level. Just all of a sudden available. And what's really cool about this level is it's actually an original level from the first Crash Bandicoot game.
That they didn't release.
That Naughty Dog didn't release. Because apparently the guy who made the level took him 60 lives just to beat it.
What?
Yeah. Like, so that's how hard it is.
So it's going to be even harder than that stupid cloud level?
And it's the longest level in the entire game.
Oh, man.
And it's so funny. I've already seen people, like, speedrunning it stuff online. Yeah. I would love to watch it because I bet it's just crazy. So that's cool.
That's insane.
That's it for the announcements this week, Sean.
All right.
Closing up the announcements. And let's get into a little bit of... Play around! All right, Sean, what do we got? What's our first story this week?
We have our first images and details of the Atari box.
Okay, Atari box.
Wow, sounds a lot like the NES Classic.
What is this? 1976?
Probably.
When did the Atari come out?
I don't know. I don't think it was that year.
It might have been, actually.
Maybe.
We should look it up. Okay, so Atari has revealed the first full images of its new Atari
This
box
thing actually
console.
looks badass.
I know, people have been saying this, and I looked at a version of this that wasn't this picture, and it wasn't as cool.
But it's got like a fake wood
This is
veneer.
the one I saw. I saw the one that's got like a red front.
Well, that's the back, isn't it? Oh, that's the...
maybe that is
Yeah,
the back.
I think that's the back.
One of them, okay, so this is the one that doesn't have the wood. I saw the one that doesn't have the wood. There's two versions of the Atari box. One of them has a wood paneling on the front, which is awesome. Why do we think that's cool again? We used to think that sucked.
Because we're so used to just like matte black squares, you know? We're all squares now.
Okay.
We need some wood. We need some shapes. This thing has it all.
It does have shapes. It's got holes or like slats.
Definitely slats.
Okay,
yeah.
Sean, read us what they said here.
In an email to fans, the company explained that the console will feature modern internal specs.
Okay.
Allowing it to include classic games, perhaps suggesting a NES classic library of retro games, as well as deliver current gaming content. Now, I'm really confused.
Dude, everyone this entire week has been fucking confused. No one has any idea what the fuck this thing is.
Okay, so
current
modern
gaming content?
So I think what they mean by the modern
Persona
hardware.
5 on this thing?
Yeah, hopefully.
Are they gonna give me Splatoon 2?
No, it'll
on
be
this
Persona
thing?
6.
Oh,
yeah, it's modern.
It's
not
exclusive for the Atari
history.
box.
Yeah,
Atari box.
that's probably
exclusive.
it. We've got our first exclusive.
The console will feature an HDMI output, 4 USB inputs, which is crazy because even the PS4 doesn't have that many.
Yeah.
And an SD card slot. It will come be released. Oh my god, IGN, get your shit together.
Yeah, your shit together, IGN.
It will be released as a wood grain edition or a black and red edition, both of which you can see below in this article. Cool. This is really interesting. I don't really understand why they would reveal this and then nothing else. Like, hey, here's what it looks like.
Tell us what it is.
And like, guess what? It's going to deliver current. Tell us what current gaming content.
Like, are you putting mobile games on it?
Yeah. Is it basically an Android? Is this?
I'm assuming it's Android.
What was that terrible failure of a?
Oh, the
Android?
Ouya.
Ouya, that's it. Ooh. Is this an Ouya situation?
Ooh, no.
Ooh. Is this an Ouya situation or what is this thing? It looks cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
we don't know how much it is, right?
Here's the thing. Atari games don't hold up. So you're not going to fucking sell this thing on nostalgia alone. I hate to tell you.
No, but they will sell it on it's a slick device that's $80 or whatever, and people will buy it and never use it.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, why does it need 4 USB inputs?
I have no idea. That's the modern part.
What if the controller is literally just like an old Atari joystick?
And it requires 4 USB inputs for one controller.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't either.
I guess we just gotta wait and see what's going on. Sean, next story. I know you're gonna be amped about this one.
Mass Effect 1 director Casey Hudson returns to BioWare. And this is...
And BioWare general manager steps down.
Yeah, so he's replacing him.
Yeah.
He's coming back. So we can only assume that a lot of money was involved in this transaction.
You think so? Read us the, the article here.
Aaron Flynn, the general manager of Mass Effect and Dragon Age developer BioWare, has announced he is stepping down after 17 years with the company. Casey Hudson, the project director of the original Mass Effect, will be returning to lead the studio as the new general manager. Flynn and Hudson made their individual announcements in separate posts on BioWare's official website. That's weird. Why not one post? Anyway, Flynn has been with the company for 17 years, as they already said.
I wonder what the hell happened here. This is so weird. Like,
why?
I never thought Casey Hudson would come back.
Yeah, here's what I think it is. I think Andromeda.
You think this is to save face for after Mass Effect Andromeda?
Well, that's one thing. Like, this is a great brand move for them because everyone loves Mass Effect 1. Everyone loves Casey Hudson. Like, we see this change. We know there's still hope. It makes a clean break, so it's like they can go uphill now instead of just kind of spiraling down from Andromeda.
Yeah.
And what I think probably happened is like, what's the guy's name? Flynn?
Yeah.
He's been there for a long time.
17 years is a long time.
Yeah, and I think they were looking for someone new, and they found Casey and just said, like, dude, if we give you this much money, can you direct the next game?
Yeah, it says here, Flynn explained in his post that he had been considering making changes to his life for a while, which you need that in the game industry. Honestly, it can burn you out.
No one lasts 17 years.
Yeah, I know. It can really burn you out. And Hudson's willingness to return offered him the opportunity to do just that. He'll be working with Flynn with him to assist in the transition. So Hudson originally left BioWare in 2014 and later announced in 2015 that he had joined Microsoft Studios as creative director.
And there's
the focus on HoloLens.
Yeah, there's another thing. HoloLens hasn't shipped. Like, nothing about that is production and out in the wild.
We have a HoloLens in the office.
Yeah, but I mean, so he's been working on that for 3 years now with no release, with no, like, this is the next cool thing. Mass Effect is a franchise that everyone loves. He can put something out in 3 years and see the fruits of his labor. So it seems like it was kind of just the perfect storm of, like, he's not super happy where he is, and they have a lot of money to give him.
Yeah, what do you think, what's your prediction for the first thing that he does? Does he do something new, or do you think he actually comes back and redeems the Mass Effect franchise?
I mean, so Anthem is already happening.
Right.
They've obviously got their own director.
But that game's like, it's pretty much on its way to be out the door next year.
I think this is...
I don't think he's going to come in and work on Anthem.
No. I think he's Team 2. I think, like, Anthem is Team 1, and he's Team 2. He's going to start exploring the next Mass Effect.
Which team is the Dragon Age team?
Team 3.
So he automatically comes in at Team 2? Yeah. Dragon Age gets knocked down to Team 3?
Well, Mass Effect... I think Mass Effect is technically Team 1 if we're, like, ranking them.
Yeah, but there is no Mass Effect team
I think that's
anymore.
their A
That's
team.
Anthem.
Well, now there is going to be, is what I'm saying. He's going to rebuild it from the ashes.
So do you think he's going to come back and do another Mass Effect?
Yes. They're not going to...
You don't think he's going to start a new franchise?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's a good call for them. I think... their new franchise is Anthem, and that's a huge risk, and they need something that they can fall back on, and what they need is Mass Effect to be strong.
Yeah.
That needs to be one of their pillars, and they've got their audience. They've got the
what I would
director
honestly not mind?
Liari.
Go back. Ooh, yeah, Liara is great. I wouldn't mind going back to Shepard.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't give a shit about the characters as long as they're good, and they weren't in Andromeda.
I don't know. I don't know exactly what I would want. I feel like I would love... if we would go back to like a more RPG Mass Effect, like if we get something closer to Mass Effect 1, I would be so into that.
I think we need a story that isn't the world is ending.
Yeah, give us something a little more
give
intimate.
Give us a smaller sci-fi story. They're out there. Like even something like The Thing, where it's just man versus the environment in a really isolated setting would be fucking awesome.
Well, man versus alien in a crazy environment. That basically will kill them both.
Yeah.
I love that. That neither one of them can survive.
Yeah, because with Andromeda, they took a step laterally, but it was still a world-ending, like, conspiracy-ridden space opera.
Yeah.
And I think...
well, no, it starts off with that, pretty much. It starts off with, like, the humans are
right
fucked.
In your face.
We got a bunch of humans. You guys need to deliver them to a new planet,
or
we're not going to make it.
That's fine, but I think there are a lot of other avenues to explore that would kind of inject some fresh
That's what made Mass Effect, I think, so strong to begin with. It didn't start off as that.
Yeah.
It started off as you're just... a super like well-respected soldier. You're the first human to be inducted into this league or this like division of
the council.
What were you called, a Spectre or something? Or whatever you were. Like, it was like the first human to be inducted into this group, and that was basically the controversy you were trying to overcome. Mm-hmm. You were trying to prove to everyone that you deserve to be in that role.
Yeah.
And then it opened up into something that became a bigger conflict.
Yeah.
But
that's how you proved it.
Yeah, and it was awesome. I love that.
Yep.
I'm excited about that. I love the first Mass Effect. I really want them to kind of redeem themselves there.
Yeah, it's super cool. And I wonder who's writing for them at this point, because Drew Karpyshyn, who wrote all the novels and wrote pretty much everything from Baldur's Gate onward, I don't know if he's still there or what. I think he left as well.
Okay.
So he's gonna what's his name? Hudson is gonna have his work cut out for him in assembling that team again and making sure that the next thing he makes is on the same quality level.
Okay. So Sean, I found something really interesting is happening today, live pretty much, that I put in our weekly roundup to talk about, and I want to kind of just dive into it a little bit.
Okay.
Because we'll read the article from earlier this week. IGN says Pokemon Go confirms legendary Pokemon are coming soon. First legendary is to be unveiled at Pokemon Go Fest if enough creatures are captured. So according to the Pokemon Go team's announcement, unique legendary eggs will soon appear at gyms for players to find. If your team can take down a legendary raid boss, you'll be able to catch your own legendary Pokemon. So basically they created a Pokemon Go Fest that is supposed to take place on July 22nd, where players in Chicago's Grant Park will work with others around the world to unlock global rewards if enough Pokemon are captured during the specified challenge window. Something insane happened earlier today, or was it yesterday? I guess it was yesterday. The Pokemon Go Fest got fucked. It got. Let me just read some of this. Pokemon players at the first ever live Pokemon Go event do not seem happy this morning, judging from reports of long lines and connectivity issues trickling in from Chicago.
I remember that.
For a day, Pokemon Go Fest promised to be a festival full of rare monsters, special raids, medals, and eggs. But as first reported by Game Informer, the game is apparently unplayable for many at the event. Yep. For people who flew in from out of state or even out of the country, these issues really suck. They paid a lot of money just to get connection errors. John Hank, CEO of Niantic, got on a stage at the festival to address these concerns, only to get booed by the crowd. Wow. People seem pissed. There's a video here.
I would be.
Things are getting... Here's an update. Things are getting so bad, the crowd started chanting, "We can't play," at the event organizers.
Damn.
There's chants, basically a riot going on. The event has been so disastrous, the next update, many are reporting that Niantic is going to refund attendees for the cost of their tickets in addition to giving them $100 worth of Pokecoins. And so basically they're saying due to degraded experience and overtaxed cell networks, Niantic will be offering full refunds to GoFest ticket holders.
That's someone else saying that, though.
Their quote from them: "I know that some of you guys have had trouble getting logged on this morning, and I wanted to let you know that we're working with the cell companies, AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, trying to get that worked out," Hank said amidst some player heckling. "And we're working on the game server to get that worked out, so I want to ask you guys, please know we've got the whole Niantic team working on this, so please be patient with us." Meanwhile, many players are struggling to get into the event, period. Apparently, the organization of it is terrible. There are lines that are like a mile long.
Is this Firefest Part 2?
It is, almost. Look at this. This tweet says, "You know you have 75% of your paying customers still outside 2 to 3 hours from getting into the park. What were you thinking?"
Wow.
This is a disaster. Look at these lines.
Horrible.
They're insane. And people are like, well, at least the view's good. They're saying it's wrapping around for blocks in Chicago. So what's crazy about this that I think is so stupid is, do they not understand that when you put a bunch of people together, cell phones don't work? You know what I'm saying? Like when you go to Disneyland or Disney World or whatever, or where you're in a sports game, cell phones get fucked.
Yeah, I mean, there are ways to get around that, and it sounds like they just didn't plan well enough.
Like one of the comments on the Kotaku article was like exactly what I was thinking. As anyone who's attended an event with tens of thousands of people will tell you, a sporting event, for example, cell service is questionable at very best. This should have been expected.
Yeah.
How could they not have planned for this? How could they have sold that and the tickets they sold and not thought, yeah, we need to somehow provide, maybe put Wi-Fi in the park?
Well, you remember when the game launched and it didn't work for a month.
First of all, I can't believe there are this many people playing this game still.
They have tons of people still playing.
But this is terrible.
Because they spiked at like 80 million or 100 million people. So now even if 10% of the audience still plays, they've got a huge audience.
So the funny thing is, like, as people were saying in this article too, and we just read in the announcement article, legendaries were entirely dependent on this event. This event didn't work, so legendaries, I guess, just aren't going to happen.
Well, so I didn't know about any of this strife, but here's what I was going to say when we were reading this article. I don't think legendaries actually depend on this event. I think they say if we catch enough, and then they get to decide what enough is.
Yeah.
So they're going to release them. They're not going to tell you the exact number of Pokemon that need to be caught, and they're just going to like hype it up and make it sound like, oh yeah, 50,000. Yeah, you got it.
Okay. I just thought that was so hilarious reading about that. Like, how can Niantic not fucking understand? I don't understand how they don't get like what's going on with their app. Like, how did they not expect? They knew how many people were coming to this thing. I get the launch troubles. They went on for way too long. Yeah. I mean, I understand like you don't know how many people are, but dude, they had to have made hundreds of millions of dollars off this game easily at this point. Yep. I don't know.
Billions.
That's a bummer for people who really love this game because, like they said, people flew out of the country to come to this event. And
I feel like there's a class action lawsuit that's going to
waiting to happen there.
I would be furious if you go there and their product just doesn't work.
Yeah. Keeping in line with the kind of like, I don't know, I don't want to say complete failures, but like the Nintendo Switch app launched this week.
Yeah. And did you download it?
I did download it because you kind of have to if you're going to, well, you don't have to, but like thinking I'm going to play Splatoon 2, I'm like, okay, let me see what this is all about. The app's totally useless. The only thing that's it's useful for, I guess, okay, it's not useless. You can look at stats on Splatoon 2, which is really awesome. Mm-hmm. It's really great for looking at stats, but as far as being an online service, it's terrible. And here's an article from IGN. You and I are going to play Q&A with this. Like, you'll be Q and I'll be A.
All right. I'll be Q.
The article is what Nintendo's online mobile app can and cannot do. And I wanted to read through this with everyone because it's pretty fascinating how just limited this is. Mm-hmm. And they expect people to want to pay for this service eventually. It is so bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
Well, here goes Q. Which games does the app work with?
Currently, the Nintendo Switch app only works with Splatoon 2, but future updates will likely add in other multiplayer online games.
Great. Does it have voice chat?
Yes, but it's a bit complicated.
Uh-oh.
The app can connect with other players through social media or your friends list. And when used in Splatoon 2's online lounge, you can create rooms for friends to join while you talk to them through the app.
What? I'm confused. If I don't want to do that, since it's so fucking confusing, does it have text chat?
Nope.
Oh, well, okay, back to voice. When exactly can I use voice chat in the game?
In Splatoon 2, you can currently create online lounges for private matches with friends, league battles once you've achieved a high enough rank in ranked battles, Splatfest battles, and Salmon Run when available online. Voice chat will not work unless specifically in the online lounge rooms or in a match. During the match, you'll only hear those from your own team.
Wait, so this is the official Q&A from Nintendo?
No, this is IGN.
Oh,
this is
okay.
like them doing their own question to answer.
How much battery life does the Nintendo Switch app use?
On an iPhone 6s not using Wi-Fi, it used up 37% battery life over an hour,
Holy
with
crap.
the battery dropping more when voice chat was enabled and less when just browsing Splatnet.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Can I use other apps or programs when using the app's voice chat?
No. Minimizing
No.
the app, turning off the screen, or taking a phone call will cause all voice communication to cease until you return to the app.
Turning off the screen? Are you kidding me?
The screen itself will darken until it reconnects and you are notified that voice chat has resumed. Yep. You cannot turn off the screen. This thing will destroy your phone battery in like 2 hours.
These were all problems with Pokemon Go when it launched too.
Yeah.
It's just bad foresight. Like, think about how people are using this before you release it. I invited a friend to my online lounge room, and he shows up in Splatoon 2, but not on my voice chat, and I can't talk to him. Why?
We ran into this problem. If connected to Wi-Fi with a firewall enabled, your phone may not allow you to enable voice chat, even if it lets you use the online lounge. The app's screen will only show you and nobody else in the room until you disable the firewall or switch to another method.
Do they know who their audience is?
I have no idea.
Do they really expect people to figure this shit out?
I don't know.
Just to use voice chat?
I have no idea.
Just go to your computer and use Discord.
Yeah, that's what everyone's doing.
What game information can I view for Splatoon 2?
The Nintendo Switch app's game service for Splatoon 2 includes Splatnet, which lets you see info on your current weapons and gear, your rankings on every map you've played, information on the past 50 battles you participated in, including what each player was using, plus stats for your most used weapons and details of what you've done in the single-player campaign. You can also see a timeline of the next 24 hours of map rotations for each mode.
Okay, well, at least that's good.
Yeah.
Are there any exclusive features for Splatoon 2 that can only be done in the app?
Besides viewing detailed information and statistics not present in Splatoon 2, you can also purchase gear from Splatoon 2 shops that is on a different rotation than what is in the game currently. You'll only be able to purchase one item at a time and must pick it up in the game from the character merch in order to buy more. When viewing battle stats, you can also report players for infractions that you've witnessed.
Oh, great.
And activity and cheating. So
there's a whole app for just reporting people.
Basically, they've ripped things out from the game and just put them in the app.
That's so weird.
And it's frustrating because this app is terrible. So did you see the setup this week for how you have to be able to listen to the game audio and chat audio? Yeah. You have to have a splitter with the phone going to the splitter, the switch going into the splitter, then headphones coming out, so that way you can actually hear your friends and hear the game audio at the same time. You have to have like 4 devices connected. And this is supposed to be a portable console.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Man, that makes me just not even want to use voice chat at all.
Yeah, I haven't used it. At all. Like, I just don't see the point. Like,
I mean, if you're with friends, maybe it's worth the friction. But, I mean, yeah. It's already a bad voice chat in general online with randos is already a bad experience. So to go through all of that just to get more of that bad experience seems kind of crazy.
It's nuts. And I don't understand what they were thinking with this app, because like the whole not being able to turn the screen off even to chat with people is crazy. Like every single app currently on an iPhone lets you listen to stuff pretty much besides YouTube, unless you pay for it.
Honestly, I'm not sure why Apple doesn't have like a TRC system like Xbox and PlayStation have, where this is part of the requirements.
Well, dude, they would
basic
never be able
things
to keep
like
up with
this,
anything like that.
Yeah, but I mean, for large apps like this, where maybe they have a better relationship with Nintendo or Sony or whatever, you'd think that they would want a base level of functionality.
People are like pretty much pissed at this app. I want to look at it on the App Store real quick and see what the reviews are.
Oh, yeah. That's interesting.
When I first...
It's been out for like 2 days, right?
No, it's been out for most of this week now.
Okay.
I think when it first launched, it actually had like good reviews, and then it just tanked when people realized how bad all of the features are on it. Yep, yeah. 2 stars now.
Wow.
Out of 1,000 reviews.
Wow. That's real bad.
It's really not good.
That's a lot of people downloading it too.
All right. We're going to wrap up the roundup with something positive. I wanted to skip around here a little bit.
Okay.
What's this last article here, Sean?
Trademark suggests N64 Classic Mini is coming.
Interesting. This is like happening so quick.
Yeah.
I feel like they just closed down the NES Classic.
Yeah.
We haven't got the SNES Classic yet, but I saw Walmart did some pre-orders the other day for it, finally. The first retailer to do pre-orders for it. Okay. I almost got one, but then I was like, why? I'm not going to play the games on it. Yeah. I do kind of want the,
it has great
little
games.
Box.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I'm having a hard enough time playing today's games. I don't know if
I want them to put
again.
it on my Switch. Put it on my Switch.
Yes.
That's all I want.
Yes.
This is cool. This is cool for people who don't necessarily want to buy a Switch. But at the same time, they're not going to be able to get it because it's such limited quantity. So unless they really up their production this time, it's just going to be another bad situation. But I like the idea of having this stuff out there and just giving people this package of like, hey, son, who was born at the very end of the millennial age.
Oh my God.
Check out these 20 amazing Nintendo classics that you otherwise would never have seen.
But Dad, these graphics suck.
Son.
No!
Go back to your room!
The graphics...
Go back to your room and play on 64!
The graphics are good!
Hey!
So Sean, Nintendo has filed trademark applications which relate to various game controllers, including one pertaining to Nintendo 64, sparking speculation about Nintendo's potential next mini console.
Whoa.
A thread on NeoGAF points to a series of applications filed in Europe via the European Union Intellectual Property Office on July 18th, indicating that Nintendo is looking to register trademarks for several of its past consoles' controllers.
Yeah.
Included in the list are line drawings of NES, SNES, Nintendo Switch, and Nintendo 64 controllers.
I thought we'd moved past the N64 controller.
The Nintendo 64 controller is so terrible.
So
As a
bad.
kid, I never knew how to use it.
Yeah.
Because I thought that you had to like hold the D-pad on the left because the D-pad is how you control
games. Because that's how
games.
all other controllers worked.
But no, you hold the middle.
Yep. And then the D-pad is useless.
So stupid. Yeah, so this is interesting. Apparently, similar things happened before the SNES and the NES.
Okay.
So it's a pretty telltale sign that it's going to happen.
They're going to put out the GameCube Classic, and then while the Switch is still their current console, they're going to put out the Switch Classic.
You think so?
And it's going to be like $70, but you just can't get it.
Yeah, it's impossible. That's amazing. That's it for Weekly Roundup this week, Sean. We're going to get into a little bit of what's coming up next.
Okay. What is coming up next?
I don't know, Sean. Let's tell everyone. Looks like there's a lot of
Damn, that's a lot. Let's just talk about the ones we care about.
No, I mean, like, a lot of these are repeats. So,
okay.
First up, okay, I didn't know this was coming out this week.
Me either.
We got Hey Pikmin.
Hey Pikmin.
This comes out on July 28th.
$105 on Amazon.
Nintendo 3DS. Wait, why is it $105 on Amazon?
Know.
So, Pikmin for the Nintendo 3DS is a side-scrolling adventure that introduces new players to the adorable Pikmin and
their not-so-adorable henchmen.
That's true.
All right, Fortnite. This is on Mac, PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, your toaster. Prepare your home base for an onslaught of marauders in Fortnite, a game project created by Epic Games.
And that's it.
That's it.
That just ends at Epic Games. That game, I feel like, has been in the works for forever.
It's been in the works for more than a fortnight.
Okay.
That's for sure. All right. Rome Total War Alexander on iPhone. Rome Total War Alexander brings to life the meteoric rise of one of history's most brilliant generals, Alexander
Hamilton, in this brand new musical.
Wow, it's a good tie-in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fate/Extella, the Umbral Star.
For Nintendo Switch.
Killer name. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Ooh, what is this? Fate/Extella, the Umbral Star is an action game that transpires on the world of Extella through a cast of
incredibly exstellar characters.
Nice. All right, Sean.
Next up, we've got Fallen Legion on PlayStation 4. It's an action RPG. Guided by this mysterious tome. What mysterious tome? Okay. Guided by this mysterious tome, the unwavering Princess Cecile journeys on a personal quest to restore her kingdom
from a bunch of really crazy, scary, nasty monsters.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. This is coming out?
Yeah, dude. You didn't know?
No, I didn't.
Pyre. This comes out on PlayStation 4. And is that it for this? And PC. So PlayStation 4 and PC this week, July 25th. Pyre is a party-based RPG in which you lead a band of exiles to freedom through an ancient competition spread across...
Your mom.
Damn! Ooh, I knew that one was going to come eventually. I didn't know.
All right, we got Citadel, Forged with Fire for PC.
And Xbox One.
And probably maybe PS4.
I don't want to say that. I'll just say whatever IGN says on here.
Well, it's only, okay. Citadel, Forged with Fire is a massive online sandbox RPG with elements of magic, spellcasting, and inter-kingdom
incestual relationships.
Yes. Good call.
Yeah, I had to. Okay, next up is Infinite Mini Golf. Dude, the Switch is getting some games this week. This is Infinite Mini Golf. This sounds similar to something we were trying to do once.
That does. Mountain golf.
Infinite Mini Golf for Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4 this week, July 25th. Following in the footsteps of the original Planet Mini Golf, Infinite Mini Golf features comfortable and easy to learn
supercar racing.
Nice. I was just going to say golf.
Lame. All right.
I thought that was kind of funny.
The Nintendo 2DS XL comes out. We don't have to read the...
Well, yeah, we'll just say the new Nintendo 2DS comes out July 28th.
Yep.
Interesting.
That's cool. You'll probably buy one.
Okay.
We've got Pressure Overdrive on Xbox One. Pressure Overdrive is a complete overhaul of the original Pressure game. In this enhanced version, you revisit an...
old pipe that's ready to burst.
Wow. That's riveting.
Pressure Overdrive. Original Pressure game. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking
original
about?
Pressure game.
Miitopia comes out on 3DS. Wait, wasn't this an iPhone game? Maybe this is something
familiar.
Different. By casting Mii characters in roles across the world of Miitopia, players will set off an adventure to battle enemies
that look almost exactly like their friends.
Oh my god. That's awesome.
Super Cloud Built on PlayStation 4. There are a lot of games coming out.
We're almost done.
Only with
July
the first
28th.
page, though.
July 28th.
Super Cloud Built puts you in the role of Demi, a young soldier who wakes up in the empty shell of a ruined building
that just fell down.
Ooh, wow. Wow. Okay. All right.
Okay. Dr. Kvorak's Obliteration Game on PC. This comes out July 26th. Dr. Kvorak's Obliteration Game is a deadly single-player puzzle adventure that tells the rather peculiar story of a...
We'll just end it there.
mean scientist.
I'll just
say that. Okay, we're almost done. Here we go.
Okay. Avon Colony on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC. Avon Colony puts you in charge of humanity's first extrasolar settlement on Avon Prime, an alien planet of deserts,
forests, seas, and sky.
Wow. It's got everything. I love it.
One more. Fable Fortune. This is Xbox One, July 25th. Set in the whimsical world of Albion. Wait, this is a Fable game?
Yeah. Fable Fortune.
Where did this come from? Set in the whimsical world of Albion, Fable Fortune is a Fable-themed collectible card game featuring co-op and...
nothing else from Fable.
Nice. All right, that's it for the upcoming games this week, Sean.
That's a lot of upcoming games, man.
That is a lot of games. Like
one or two of those might show up on your Metacritic list, if you know what I mean.
All right, I'm excited.
No, they won't. They won't.
So let's do it then. Let's jump right into it.
Let's jump in. Yeah. Okay.
All right, everybody. This is Guess the Metacritic.
Guess it.
All
right, Bradley.
I'm up this week, and I have a chance. I have a chance to just rocket even further ahead.
You also have a chance
Sean
to fall behind.
was trying to eke out a load, and it just didn't happen. And this week, I am just gonna fire up into the sky.
A load? Okay.
No, I'm gonna fire up into the sky.
All right.
I'm done with loads. I'm just flying into the sky because I'm just so far away from you now.
All right.
You don't stand a chance.
Here, you'll have to type your scores since you're at the keyboard. Okay. Unless you want to switch.
No.
I kind of want to switch.
I think we need to. I think that's just kind of how it goes.
Well, I have all the scores written down for me. So
what's the thing? Notepad?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's Notepad, and we have the scores, Game Stuff, Metacritic game, and we're going. And
all right, watch out.
All right.
Ooh,
now make sure you get
so much better.
It's so much better, dude. Make sure you get nice and close to that mic, but don't hold it up in the air like you always do for some reason.
Yeah.
All right, Sean, let's fire it up.
All right,
Guess
Brad,
the Metacritic.
Let's fire it up. Guess the Metacritic. First up, we've got Fallen Legions, Sins of an Empire on PS4. Fallen Legion, man. Sins of an Empire is an intense action RPG where every battle is a heart-pounding fight and each gut-wrenching choice impacts the realm.
Oh my god, if it impacts the whole realm, this has to be pretty good. I'd like to say 79.
Okay, 79. Boom, boom.
Okay.
Next, Aporia, Beyond the Valley. And this is on the personal computer.
What the fuck is an Aporia, by the way?
Well, you're about to find out.
Okay, tell me.
Aporia, Beyond the Valley is a first-person adventure puzzle game set in a beautifully realized world and with a story told without text or dialogue.
Oh my god! Basically,
sounds good, right?
We don't have a story.
Yeah. There's a story.
Wait, but it's beautiful, though.
Yeah, beautifully realized. Not necessarily beautiful. It could be disgusting, but
I don't
well
believe
realized.
in this game for one fucking second, Sean. 62.
Ooh, wow. That's just mean. That's incredibly mean. Aporia does not take kindly to that sort of talk. Oh, and this one you'll have to finish the description yourself.
What? That's not how this goes.
All right, fine. I'll just not read that last
different
sentence.
segment.
Kirby's Blowout Blast on 3DS.
Sounds like my kind of game. Sounds like my kind of game.
It does, yeah.
Blowout Blast.
Inhale foes and blow them away in 3D environments across 25 plus stages.
Dude, that's so many.
Inhale enough enemies and you can launch one huge blaster bullet capable of wiping out a troop of Waddle Dees.
I like how you had to stop to read that. Like, wait. Did I just read that correctly? Did I just read that? Waddle Dees?
Anyway, you fight a bunch of iconic bosses like Krako Jr., King DDD in 3D.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yep.
I would say that this is probably a safe 82.
All right. You think you're safe?
Yeah.
That's when things go wrong. Just when you think you're safe. Super Hot VR. We all know about this game.
Yeah, I've heard many things about it. People love this game.
After years of experiments and iterations, the team behind the critically acclaimed, violently beautiful, time-bending shooter Super Hot is ready to unveil its newest creation. Super Hot VR is a title reimagined and redesigned from the ground up for VR and hand-tracking controllers.
Oh my god, I just fell asleep like 10 times. So fucking boring over here. 90.
All right. Just some foreshadowing here. You're wrong. Bonus! Bonus! Wait,
this can't be bonus.
Oh, I missed one. No, not bonus yet. I take it back. Motorsport Manager Mobile 2 on iOS. The long-awaited sequel to the highest-rated motorsport game on the App Store. Motorsport Manager Mobile 2, otherwise known as MMM2, is the ultimate race team simulation game.
Motorsport Manager Mobile 2.
Yep.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I am not fucking kidding you.
MMM2? Are you going to put this in at the right spot here? Because I see how you're doing this, and I think you're going to fuck me on this.
No, you're going to fuck yourself.
Motorsport Manager Mobile 2.
In fact, you've already fucked yourself on this one.
Oh my god, how many people could review this?
Who even cares?
I'm getting an 85 vibe from this. I'm sensing 85.
Is that what you want?
Yeah.
All right. It's a weird vibe you get in there. Why do you get an 85 vibe from
I don't know. It's just like resonating with me for some reason.
Okay.
It's just calling to me 85. 85. How is this the bonus game? Bonus should be games like fun things that we know about, not some bullshit thing I've never heard of.
This is real fun because we've never heard of it.
That's not what the bonus is.
It's super fun.
Go.
Do you want a different bonus, Brad?
Not now. We're in the middle of the show.
You're going to need to pull a lot of points out of this one.
Okay, go.
And you're not going to do it. Bonus, Randall on PS4. Randall wakes up in a dystopian world in which people are content living under constant surveillance and absolute control. Sounds like pretty shitty people. Players take on the part of Randall, a powerful telepath with a touch of schizophrenia. His abilities allow him to control and play as every single character on screen.
Hey, this sounds like another game idea that we were working on once.
I know.
Okay. I have not heard anything about this. I know nothing about Randall. Who's Randall? Why is he waking up there? I guess I have to play the game to find out.
I guess you will.
70... Oh, God. 76.
Now, do you want 76 or 76?
76.
All right, you get 70. That's way off. 76 is super close.
Okay.
70 though? Pfft,
All right.
nah.
Let's go. Points.
Right. So I've got all my stuff on my phone right now.
Okay, good. I know I crushed it, so.
This is such a rough week for you. You're probably going to die after this because your points are so low. You just don't have any points. No points. All right, let's go. Let's see. I don't even want to say it because you're so bad.
Just fucking go on with it. Oh my God.
First one. Fallen Legion. Sins of an Empire.
Yes.
Bradley guessed 79.
Real score?
Was 63. Guess what?
fuck.
That's -1.
Fuck.
-1.
Ah!
Write it down.
That one hurt.
Aporia, Beyond the Valley. Bradley
Okay.
guessed 62, and indeed, Aporia is a 69 game.
Yes. That gets me 1 point, I think.
I hope that only gets you 1 point.
Yeah, because that's within 7. So.
Yeah. +1.
Okay, evened out. I'll take it. Still ahead of you.
That's as good as you can hope for this week. Kirby's Blowout Blast. Brad guessed 82, but again, Brad's never right.
No.
68.
Oh,
which
fuck.
is really,
Kirby
really
games
surprising.
have been sucking lately. I should have known that. The last Kirby game I don't think did good.
You just want them to do good.
I do. I want Kirby games to be good. I love Kirby.
Now, Motorsport Manager Mobile 2. This one was also surprising because it got a 93.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
When they say highest rated in the App Store, they are not
They were not
fucking
kidding.
around.
Oh my God.
So, you guessed 85. I think you get 1 point.
I eked
for
out
that.
1 point. Holy shit.
So, once again, you're maintaining your 0
I'm
here.
at 0.
Great,
Oh
good
my
job.
God.
But guess what? It's all about to go downhill.
No, I think it's about to go uphill, baby.
Super Hot VR. Brad guessed 90.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why.
People love Super Hot VR.
But Super Hot didn't even rate that high.
Okay.
And it's now in VR, which is even more disorienting and crazy.
Okay.
And no one has VR. 75. That's a -1 for you, Bradley.
Oh my God.
So you're at -1 overall now. Let's see. Can you pull out a 0? Best case scenario right now for you is a 0.
No, best case scenario is like a 2 or 3.
Let me tell you something. It's not going to be a 2 or a 3.
All right. So Randall,
which was the bonus game from PS4, literally at the bottom of the games list for PS4. Lowest rated game of all time on PS4 on Metacritic.
are you serious?
Yep. And that's why I chose it.
Oh,
Randall, Bradley guessed a 76.
that's a sneaky move, you son of a bitch.
And it is a 39.
So
it's
-2?
safe to say that's a -1. Yeah. So now
So wait, that means we're tied.
you're down to what? How are you doing the stuff up
It's
here?
up at the top.
But you did a +4. Should I just do another -2 over here? -2 and then do the total.
That's me. No, you put that on you.
Oh shit, you're right. Yeah. Well, I would never get a -2. Yeah, -2 for Brad. Wow, this is amazing.
So that brings me down to 7.
Wow.
Grand total.
Oh, this is exactly what I wanted to happen.
I'm at 7. Sean's at 7.
This is so
Damn.
exactly what I wanted to happen.
Well,
Hey,
that was a painful round.
good
But
game.
Yeah.
I could see the pain in you. I could see you just pulling numbers out. Oh,
Might need to take a break from Guess the Metacritic
hey,
for a while.
the whole I'm feeling an 85 thing though on Motorsport Manager Mobile too.
That
I will give
saved
you
me.
props for that.
Saved me.
I'll give you props for that.
Yeah, I mean, it was something was calling out to me.
Yeah.
It was almost like a spiritual thing, you
Yeah.
know, like a psychic ability.
Wow.
I'm tying into it. I'm
I
getting
knew
better.
it.
I'm getting
I knew-
stronger.
Your hair is standing up now.
Yeah.
It's like your aura is just ecstatic.
All right, well, that's it for Guess the Metacritic. Let's return to position. Formation! All right, Sean, we just have one segment left in the show for today. Right. I know it's really sad for everyone out there who's listening. It's almost over. Oh, my God. I don't want Game Stuff to ever end.
We'll go cry about it.
Fine. We won't end. Let's just keep going forever.
All right.
We won't stop.
We'll find more segments.
We'll just record for 24 hours
What have you been drinking?
And the podcast will never get released.
What have you been seeing?
Yeah, we could just
What
do
have you been reading?
Sean, Reader Mail Train is in the house. Mail Train. Get on the fucking tracks. All right. Sean.
Why isn't it a female train?
All right, next week it'll be a female train.
Okay, I think it should be.
I think we should diversify.
I think the fact that it hasn't been yet is honestly appalling.
Sean, first up this week, from Nodar08. He's actually our contest winner from last week.
Good job, Nodar.
Norman Wrestler.
You're really good
guy.
at random numbers, Norman.
Yes. Random numbers. He wanted to clarify with everyone that he's not, 9 years old? What was the math on this?
Oh, yeah.
He graduated in 08 from high school.
From kindergarten?
Yeah, from kindergarten.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But he also had a question for us. First of all, he wanted to say thank you for this free game. He chose Horizon Zero Dawn.
Ooh, damn good game.
Great game. He's loving it so far.
Great choice.
And
Aloy.
Aloy,
no.
He has a question for us for this week.
Okay.
What's your favorite news to come out of San Diego Comic-Con? So I have a couple of them. My number one answer is actually there was an article on it, and this isn't game related, but it's stuff.
Sure, neither is mine.
So for me, there's an article this week. Warner Bros. Reportedly planning for Ben Affleck's exit from DC Extended Universe.
Okay.
No word on when his alleged departure will occur. So they're already planning for him to leave. Thank God.
Well,
I do not like Ben Affleck as Batman.
Was he the problem or was the movie the problem?
He's not the problem. To me, he's just a problem.
Okay.
The movie had many problems. I just don't really like looking at him as
You remember the Justice League trailer that we saw yesterday in front of Dunkirk?
Oh God, it was so
and how
bad.
they managed to take even Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman and make her a stupid character.
Yeah, they all look so dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She like, of course, it's Justice League, so the whole thing is just them fighting as a team the whole time.
Yeah.
And she falls from the sky and lands like superhero style, and then she stands up and she's like,
so cheesy.
Her one-liner is, "Shall we?" Which any character ever could have said.
I know. It's so disappointing what they're doing with these characters. It really is. But I'm excited about that. The other thing I'm excited about is Wolf Among Us.
Cool.
Season 2 being announced.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Yep. That is cool.
Those are my favorite things. One little video game tidbit, one little fucking nerd culture tidbit.
Yeah, I'll do just the nerd culture tidbit because I wasn't honestly like super excited about any of the game stuff that came out. But so far. There's a new Stranger Things 2 trailer.
Oh, I didn't watch it yet.
And it's amazing.
I almost like don't want to watch it because I feel like I just don't need to
know
know
reveals
anymore.
a lot.
Yeah.
I actually didn't want to talk about it because it reveals so much. And then I was like, but it's just a trailer.
Yeah.
It's out there. I can talk about it.
I hate that they're doing that.
Dude, there's so much in it that's just... They didn't have to show it.
I'll probably watch it. I want to catch up on some trailers today because a new Thor trailer came out too.
Yeah, I need to see that. The trailer's amazing. Will, that dude has PTSD. Like,
okay,
he's fucked.
Well,
it starts out.
I mean, I don't want to say spoilers, but like the way the first season ended,
yeah,
it was just like, okay, well, obviously it's pretty fucked up. Like,
well, it starts out in an arcade.
I
guess, are we trying not to spoil season 1?
Yeah, let's not spoil anything.
Okay, well, it starts out in an arcade, and that's pretty cool.
We'll check it out.
And it's Halloween time, which is amazing.
Ooh, I like
it seems like they're developing the Upside Down, which... That's not really a spoiler. No. That's a thing that exists. It's this other dimension. And there are more cooler things in the Upside Down.
Yeah, more Stranger Things.
Yeah. Even Stranger Things.
Damn, that should have been the name of the season. Even Stranger Things.
Even more Strangerest.
Even as strangest things.
Even as strangest.
All right, thanks for writing in there, Nodar08.
Thanks, Nodar.
Glad you're enjoying Horizon Zero Dawn. We're happy to provide an awesome gaming experience for you. Mm-hmm. That's what this show is all about.
Yep.
Okay, next question. Sean, read it up to us.
What do you think is the next...
No, you gotta tell us who it is.
Take This and Run.
Take This and Run from Reddit.
Says, What do you think is the next ported game they will announce that hasn't been announced already for the Switch?
Ported game?
Is he talking about Nintendo ported games?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's kind of...
Well, I can tell you what I hope it is.
I want Captain Toad. People talk about that game a lot.
Fuck that game.
And okay, well, what do you want?
Metroid Prime.
Do you think that's going to be ported, or do you think that's going to be Virtual Console?
Best game of all time.
That's not the answer to the question. That's not the answer to the question. And it's not true, by the way.
No, it's very true.
Do you think it's
No, I don't think they would actually port that. I think they will put out the Prime trilogy on Virtual Console.
Well, okay, well then what about
Metroid Prime 4
What about a port? What would you want?
Port. Well,
because all I think of is I look at like the Wii U library and I'm just like, that's all they're doing, right?
But there's not much left.
The Switch is just Wii U 2, but they just didn't want to call it that.
I think they'll continue the trend they started on Wii U of updating the Zelda games. So they did Wind Waker, they did Twilight Princess. I think now they'll do Skyward Sword.
Oh, on Switch.
And they'll remove motion controls, which will make it a good game because the motion controls sucked. They were fun and they were cool, but they didn't work.
Do you think you can go back to playing a Zelda game that's not open world? That
one was fairly open because you were riding around on a bird and then you'd like drop down in dungeons and stuff, and you can do them out of order.
Okay, yeah, I didn't play that one at all. That's probably.
But yeah,
the only Zelda game I haven't even touched.
Yeah, I could totally go back to. They're just two different types of experiences. I could go back and play Wind Waker and Wind Waker's open world.
Yeah, Wind Waker's like your favorite.
Any of them, like even Ocarina of Time is just still a perfect game.
Yeah.
In a very different way.
I honestly don't mind. I would be fine if they ported over every single Wii U game to the Switch.
They might as well.
Yeah, just give it to me.
But then how would they work on new stuff?
Well, I mean,
they only have finite time and resources.
Get a team of like 5 guys over there. Just
5 guys.
Just have them porting stuff over.
That's a burger shop, Brad.
Okay. I want to kind of like put out a call to arms here.
Yeah.
We have a ton of questions all on Nintendo stuff. We don't mean to just focus on Nintendo stuff in these reader questions, but that's where a lot of our audience is, I guess. So if you have questions about not Nintendo stuff, write in, and we'll answer it.
But if you have questions about Nintendo stuff,
keep writing in too.
Write in as well.
Yeah. Just want to say that like a lot of our questions are about Switch and about Nintendo IP. So next question.
By C. Goodlet 26.
Actually, you know what? Let's save that one for last. Okay. I think that one's the most interesting.
Never mind. It's by Mr. Metroid Man. Coolest guy ever.
I was going to say, I put this one in for you.
My question. If you guys are looking forward to Metroid Prime 4, which of course we all are, he says, I think my name explains that I am. What new features would you like to see that utilize the Switch's hardware, like the separate Joy-Cons or motion controls? That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Because I don't want that shit.
You don't want that at all?
I don't want them to... so actually... Metroid Prime 3 with the waggle Wiimotes and everything was cool. And it was actually a really interesting way to control the game. Mm-hmm. But beyond that, everything else was kind of a gimmick. Like pushing in like levers and stuff and twisting things with your arm. Mm-hmm. All of that just took more time than pressing a button. And I don't want that. I don't want them to cater to the hardware. I want them to make a game that is fun to play. So I feel like sometimes, I mean, we've seen this a million times. With Uncharted 1, with... any game that comes out on new hardware like the Wii that has motion controls,
they try to force stuff in.
Yeah, they force it into this box and they forget that it's supposed to be fun, not frustrating.
Yeah, even Splatoon 2, when you first start it up, you have to do the tutorial, and the tutorial by default, motion controls are on. You can't turn that off until you get out of the tutorial. Yeah. They make you do the whole tutorial with the motion controls, and the most frustrating thing about the motion controls is the motion controls control both your X and Y axis, but then the right analog stick also has control capabilities. It only controls the X-axis. Yeah. You can't use it to control the Y-axis. So you can only use it to turn left and right, and then you have to use the motion controls to do this. Whereas like with Zelda Breath of the Wild, I left the motion controls on because I love, or I don't even know if you can turn them off, but I love that when you were aiming, you would use the analog stick totally.
I turned them off.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You use the analog stick totally to aim up and down, left and right, but then you could use the gyro to get really fine-tuned aiming for arrows, and that's how I played the whole game, and I loved it.
I hated that.
With Splatoon, I would totally do that if they would let me use the Y-axis with the analog stick, but they don't. When you're in handheld, or when you're in motion controls, they lock the Y-axis with the analog stick, and I cannot get used to like only being able to move like this and then trying to do this. It just doesn't work for me. So I just use analog stick. And I think I'm at a disadvantage because I think people who get really good with the gyro potentially have a better chance of success because they can be more accurate.
The analog sticks are small. They're a little hard to control.
Yeah, they are. But I agree. I'm not sure I'm not sure that motion control is the thing, but there might be something you could do really
Here's what I
cool
want.
with the portable aspect of the console.
I want them to design around the fact that you can take this thing anywhere. And I want them to have like smaller bite-sized missions, and maybe it's for the first time in Metroid Prime they have side missions.
Yeah.
And I think maybe MP3 had some, but I mean like the original definitely didn't. I think if they did something where it was like you could go out of your way to get more energy tanks or something for the character, and it was just this tight contained experience that you could do in 10 minutes or something, or bomb jump challenges to get to something or something like that, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think if they design the game like you said, with the fact that it's portable in mind, that like make it so that you can jump in, you can play for a couple hours and like do something really cool. Or if you don't have a couple hours, you can jump in for 10 minutes, and it's really cool. Splatoon 2, the thing that I think has got me the most hooked about that game is the matches are like 3 minutes long.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's great.
They're so short, and it's just this little burst of fun, and then it's over.
Oh, so much fun.
And it's so quick. Like, I was not expecting that, because like most multiplayer games these days, it's like a 10 or 15 minute match.
Yeah, and while that's cool, I guess at the same time, this shouldn't be their priority. Designing this for the Switch's capabilities is not their priority. Their priority is making a masterpiece. So if they if they
gotta
have
make
to,
a good game.
Yeah, like if they use none of the features of the Switch beyond its graphical capabilities, I'm super happy as long as the game is good.
Yeah, just make
I don't
it
want them
good.
to get distracted by any of this, and I don't even know who's making it. So who knows what their pedigree is? Maybe they're really good at a certain thing. Like maybe they've made horror games.
Maybe it's the
and
Star
maybe
Fox.
they go that direction.
No, wait, no, that was Platinum that did the Star Fox game, unfortunately.
I mean, I think Platinum could make a really cool Metroid game.
First person?
It doesn't. I don't think they said anything about it being first person.
Well, it's Metroid Prime, though.
Yeah.
I think the
Metroid Prime was originally third person.
With Metroid Prime is that it's a first person game. I don't think you can make a Metroid Prime game and have it not be first person.
I think they could. They were developing it for the N64, and it was third person. Originally.
Yeah, but it didn't launch that way, is what I'm saying. And then Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3 are first person games. If this game came out and it wasn't first person, people would be pissed.
I think they would accept it because it's kind of a reboot. Like at this point, it's been so long.
It's not a reboot because it's Metroid Prime 4.
Sure.
I think it was Metroid Prime, something else. Then it could be.
It can be whatever it wants to be. It's up to them to make it different.
It's the franchise, though,
and the same at the same time.
It's the franchise. That's the same thing. Like if you made Call of Duty and it was a mainline Call of Duty game, but you all of a sudden made it third person, that would piss people off. You can't take something that's been first person and like take that away. I don't think you can do that.
Yeah, you can.
Like that's why Metroid Other M was Metroid Other M. You know, it's like it has to be something different. It can't be Metroid Prime. And if it's not first person, I think that is deeply rooted in that is what Metroid Prime as a series is.
That's what it has been so far.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But they did 3 of those, and now they need something new. So maybe that something new is changing up the formula.
They would call it something different. They wouldn't call it Metroid Prime 4 if they were going to do that.
Maybe.
I think. Anyways.
I'm just saying it's possible.
Well, this is kind of related to that then. Our last question for today comes from C. Goodlet. 26. I'm having a hard time reading it from over here.
Goodlet, 26.
With a core Pokemon game coming to the Switch in 2018, are you looking for a traditional main series style game just with updated graphics / performance / story and a larger map, or a more radical change to the series / gameplay with a move to a new console similar to Breath of the Wild? Just subscribed and looking forward to the show. Thanks, man.
Yeah, I think you'd be crazy not to want the newer revolutionary version of Pokemon. They've been updating the story map graphics forever, and it's been very incremental. It's been tiny little steps.
The hardware just always sucks.
Yeah. Well, they could certainly do more with the hardware if they wanted to.
I don't think they could. Pokemon Sun and Moon hardly runs on 3DS. It has frame rate issues like crazy. Yeah.
Only in 3D though, I think.
I don't think so.
Mine was always fine.
I heard that like the big battles where you have like multiple trainers on the field, it's like it gets really framey.
Yeah, but with the world, like their battle level is completely different from the world. So I feel like they could totally have done more.
I'm just saying that like I think that game is pushing the hardware.
And they had they could have done something on Wii U. They could have done something on GameCube that wasn't the shitty game they released on GameCube.
But then it's always been a mobile game, right? A handheld game. Here's the thing. I could go either way. I would be fine because I didn't play Sun and Moon, and I haven't really dove into a real Pokemon game for a while. I would love a game if it was just Pokemon as it's always been, with just awesome like Breath of the Wild style graphics and stuff like that. Like if it was that level of polish and like the world was that detailed, because that's what I've been dreaming of since I was a kid.
Yeah,
I would love that. I honestly don't really want them to fucking force feed me another set of 150 monsters. I'm kind of tired of that. I'm just wondering how much longer they can keep just making new Pokemon that are just riffs on things that already exist. I don't know. Do people really want new ones still? I'm just trying to figure out who wants the new ones.
I think they just need them.
They have like 1,000 of them already. So I'm just thinking...
You need something new. And they're already trying to get away from that with the regional differences between Pokemon.
Yeah, that's
true.
So
they know that's a problem.
That's cool. And I would be fine with more of that. If they did another one and it's like, hey, we have no new Pokemon, but we have tons of different takes on the Pokemon that already exist.
Yeah.
That would be fine with me.
Yeah.
But I also wouldn't shy away from them changing it up. Like, I think people have been saying this for a while. I think the battle system needs to be redone. I think they need to do something new. It's that part of the game literally hasn't changed in 20 years.
Beyond doing like dual battles and
but that's not enough.
And
it's still
whatever.
You have 4 abilities.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's slow. And it's just like I would love to see them do something that's much more action oriented.
Yeah.
Like if they speed these battles up somehow, not necessarily maybe even real time, but just something that's a little more strategic, like and requires, I don't know, I guess they want it to be easily accessible for
well, and they want
people,
it to be backwards compatible too. Like they want to be able to bring other old Pokemon back in and be able to like trade backwards and stuff like that. So having the same movesets and the same basic framework helps them in that way too.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'd be fine with one Pokemon game that's like, hey, it's on Switch now, it looks really fucking good, and it's what you've been playing, and then down the line, another 2 or 3 years, the next one is like, okay, cool, now we really switched it up and did something,
I think I would be disappointed if it was just another Pokemon game, even if it looked amazing. So I think they need to level up in some portion of the game has to level up hugely.
Yeah, I would like it if... Here's what I would be okay with. If they made, like, it's another Pokemon game like you've always played. Like, let's say it's exactly like Red and Blue. Same structure. That's just how Pokemon games work or whatever. You're going through, you're getting your badges, you're collecting them, you're trying to get the Elite Four done. But if they had an awesome story and, like, voice acting...
That's
and, like,
one thing
characters,
they've never had.
They've never had that. Yeah, they've never had an interesting, compelling story. Like, even if the main quest of, like, getting to the Elite Four isn't, like... super mind-blowing, like at least like if every town you run into, like there's cool characters and like there's interesting storylines in those towns and like maybe little optional quests for you to go on and stuff, that would be interesting. I never feel like there's optional quests. I feel like it's just go here, get this there's pretty much go here, beat
People
the
just tell you
beat
where
the guy
things
for the
are.
badge, or Team Rocket is here, you got to beat them first.
Side quests in that game are mostly just people telling you where things are.
And they're not even
or
side
asking
quests. You have
something.
to go there and do it anyways, pretty much for the most part.
Well, no, like there's always the guy who's looking for a Flaffy or whatever.
Yeah, but that's not. I don't consider that a side quest. I consider that just to be like
or
annoying.
Someone who's like, my brother got lost in the forest, and then you find him, and you may find him either way, whether you talk to that person or not.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking, actually, one thing that could be extremely cool that I've kind of always wanted and just realized it now is better traversal. So like when you're surfing,
the bike's not good enough for
when
you?
you're surfing or when you're flying or when you're doing anything with Pokemon, make that gameplay. You know, like get on a Charizard and fucking fly it around the world.
Yeah.
Or get on your Lapras and surf and like deal with maybe some cool wave physics or something there.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
There's so much they could do with that. And open world games, which I would love an open world Pokemon, open world Pokemon. Open world games that have fast like action-packed traversal always feel so much better to me, like Infamous.
Yeah, well, and even Zelda Breath of the Wild with shield surfing,
climbing everything, shield surfing,
is
the kite,
so much fun. I wish it didn't break your shield so much, but the parachute,
having utility in the way that you move is always. It just opens the world up, and I think
Pokemon,
that would be enough.
Pokemon is rife with opportunities for that because all of the Pokemon basically do that.
You already do it. It's just a cutscene now instead of cool.
Like Onix
gameplay.
digs through the earth and swims around or whatever, and you got.
Does he?
I think so.
When does he do that?
I don't know. I'm assuming that they just go through the earth.
Oh, you're saying just in general.
Yeah.
I thought you meant that was like an HM.
No. I'm just saying like that's like these Pokemon have like the cool attributes and like they do cool things supposedly in the world already.
Yeah.
It's like like you were saying, like let's fly on Charizard, let's surf on Lapras, let's dig with Diglett.
And that's kind of another thing in there is like scale. All of Pokemon has been scaled to this similar like size and shape and everything. Yeah, because that's
what we've been looking at. But Pokemon are huge in game. Like Gyarados
make an Onix huge.
Like, do you remember that like original small. Picture of like what the trainer looks like versus Gyarados? I remember seeing that for some reason a long time ago. It's huge. Yeah. Like let us see the scale of
that would make it so much cooler and more realistic. It'd be like you find something that is actually so huge you don't think you can beat it.
Yeah, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I want.
So there's a lot they could do. And I want to think that they're doing something really cool because they skipped out on just porting the old games over to Switch. And they skipped out on...
we don't know about that yet.
So far, though. I mean, like, they weren't spending all their effort on getting them ready for launch. So I think they're doing something bigger right now.
I think so, too. I hope so. So I think that probably answers that question games. There, Goodlet.
Man, if they breathe some new life into that franchise, like... That would make me so happy.
Yeah, Pokemon just forever is like a part of my DNA. Like, those games, that was a life-changing moment when those games came out.
Yeah.
Took over the world.
Yep.
And then Pokemon Go came out, did the same thing.
Yep. But then they just failed to add to it.
Yeah, exactly. That's it for this week then, I think. That's it for the Reader Mail. This has been a good show. Everybody... The Game Pals, thanks for hanging out with us this week.
Game Pals, nice to see you.
Thanks for listening. If you haven't already, like we said before, please subscribe or follow us on wherever you listen to us. Subscribe, follow, review, tweet at us, email us. Let's interact, you know?
Like I'm saying, definitely get a plane and write some shit in the sky. We'll see it.
Yeah.
That's how we usually communicate.
Exactly. And, I guess... we'll just have to leave you alone for now.
Yeah, sorry.
Until next week when we can hang out again.
I'm sorry, but we have to go.
See you guys.
Look over legs.
It's me.